Yan, give me your phone. Why? Because when
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good night, depending where you are. We want to thank you for your attendance and participation to this Summer School 2025, organized in cooperation with Women in Nuclear Global and Newcomers for Nuclear initiative that we started a few weeks ago with the planning event of this summer school. And we hope that you will find very engaging and the conversations we'll have through different coming 2 weeks. It will be some intense weeks, and it will be very grateful to have your participation, comments, remarks, anything that you consider could be nurturing and valuing the conversations. So without any further ado, let's begin. Today, this is the agenda of the program. We have the welcoming speech by Melina Belinco, WiNI Global President, and we have today two great presentations, nuclear and electricity production, innovation in nuclear energy, small modular reactors and generation 4 reactors, and some closing remarks for today's session. So we hope that you find this process very fruitful. And today our great moderator is Amparo Soler. She is the WiNI Spain president and very supportive member and active of the WiNI global community. So I would like to transfer the microphone to Melina. She is with us today. And please, Melina, the floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. Greetings from Argentina. I hope you can hear me, maybe see me well. I am really excited to join you today and to see that more and more people are joining this wonderful school. So, dear colleagues, students, and distinguished guests, on behalf of Women in Nuclear Global, it is my great pleasure and honor to welcome you and each of you to this first e-virtual edition of the Newcomers for Nuclear Summer School 2025, co-organized with our Women in Nuclear Innovation WiNI group of expertise. Let me begin by especially thanking the organizers whose dedication has made this event possible. Eva Gianni, a leader of our WIN Global Group of Expertise. She's our WIN Global Technical Leader. Florencia, of course, Florencia Renteria del Toro, WINI Project Leader, and Lancina Tio, Coordinator of the NewComers4Nuclear initiative. And of course, my colleague, Amparo, the moderator of this very first session. Your leadership and commitment are truly inspiring. So let me share with you a few words on WIN Global and the meaning of this school for WIN Global. As you may know, with over 35,000 members and more than 60 chapters across 60 chapters across 145 countries, WIN Global has always been driven by a clear and powerful mission: to promote an evidence-based dialogue with the public and raise awareness about the essential contribution of peaceful nuclear technologies. We focus on 3 urgent and interconnected global challenges, which are climate change, gender equality, and attraction of young talents. And these are not just topics of discussion, they are call to action. And this school is a perfect example of how we answer those calls. The NewComers4Nuclear School is more than an academic event for us. It is a global open university, inclusive and accessible to participants from all countries and backgrounds. Whether you're a scientist, a student, a policymaker, or someone simply curious about nuclear science, this platform is, of course, for you. We are here to demystify nuclear science, to break down the myth and replace fear with knowledge, facts, and dialogue. Because nuclear energy is not just about the past, it's about our future. It's about breakthroughs in medicine, in clean energy, in sustainable development. It's about how civil nuclear power can support our ability to live life better together on a planet that urgently needs solutions, not just debates. And this school is a place of exchange, of giving and receiving. It's always 2 ways. And it's a place to connect with the world's youth, with young professionals, and with experts across multiple disciplines. It is also a place to learn from each other, to share knowledge again, and to build a stronger, more inclusive nuclear community. And it is also a space where women's voices, so often, as you know, underrepresented in technical discussions, are not only heard, but central to the conversation. And that is why our WIN Global groups of expertise are so vital. They bring together experienced professionals across strategic areas of the nuclear sector, from decommissioning to nuclear medicine, from non-proliferation to innovation, radiopharmaceutical sciences, nuclear law, and more. With the support of key partners, each group is actively shaping the future of the nuclear field through events like this one. So to all of you joining us today, a warm welcome to the NewComers4Nuclear School 2025, and welcome to a platform where curiosity is encouraged, diversity is celebrated, and learning is continuous. Together, let's build a nuclear future that is safe, inclusive, sustainable, and full of opportunities for everyone. Thank you very much, and wishing you a very fruitful session today and all the coming ones. I hope you really enjoy this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Melina. That was a very insightful message, and we really appreciate your great support and help for developing this e-university program. So thank you very much. So let us just go to the next stage, presenting part of the organization team, as Melina just mentioned, just briefly acknowledging Lancina To, Eva Gianni, WiNI Global Groups of Expertise Leader, myself and my great colleague Lancina To from NewComers4Nuclear Coordinator in Burkina Faso. And of course, many people behind all the speakers and all the people that are making this event possible. And a special thank you to the communications team from WiNI Global who been helping us to promote this event at every social media is possible. Thank you very much. So just final remarks for these summer school requirements. We require to attend 80% of the sessions to all the people that are registered. And we will have a very, very short questionnaire. It's just part of the requirements. It won't be very, very hard. And submit a summer school survey form of satisfaction to know how we are doing with this, what we can improve for the next edition, and so on. So all those details about the exam questionnaire and the survey of satisfaction will be shared once that we finalize the sessions. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to drop any comments in the chat. And let's just begin today. I would like just to present quickly the moderators, and I'll be part of the speakers, but I want to introduce my great colleague, Amparo Soler. Dr. Amparo Soler Martinez is an industrial engineer specializing in nuclear energy from the Polytechnic University of Valencia, UPV. She holds a PhD in nuclear engineering with a focus on nuclear safety, as well as a Master's of Science in Nuclear Engineering from Pennsylvania State University from USA, and a specialized master's degree in radiological protection and radioactive installations from UPV, with over a decade of experience in the nuclear sector. Amparo has been actively involved in nuclear fuel management and safety analysis projects from Spain, MPPs, where she has cultivated her passion for innovation and research. Since 2018, she has been served as the Director of Nuclear Energy Department at Enfoque Advisory Services, NFQ, a Madrid-based consultancy company, and her contributions to the field have been widely recognized, including receiving the FEM Energy Award in 2020 as the second best young engineer in the European Union and Switzerland. Committed to empower women in nuclear science and technology, Amparo has been an active member of WiNI Spain since 2012, and she joined the board of directors as head of communication in 2019, and currently serves as president of WiNI Spain, leading initiatives to inspire and support the next generation of professionals in the industry. So we're very grateful to have Amparo with us today, and please, dear Amparo, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Florencia, for your kind introduction. Also, thank you so much, Melina, for your opening speech. It was very insightful and motivational. This is today my first day after my holiday time, so I'm very sorry if I have if I'm distracted or have any mistake through the moderating of the session, but I'll try to do my best. So good afternoon, everyone. So good afternoon, good night, or good morning, depends on which country you are connected to. And as Florencia mentioned, today I'm the moderator of this great session, and I have the pleasure of being with two outstanding speakers. So as you saw on the presentation, we will focus today on two very relevant topics. We will have the first topic related to nuclear and electricity production, and then the second one will be related to innovation in the nuclear energy, including small modular reactors, generation 4, and fusion reactors. But before we begin, let me kindly remind you that for the questions that you want to provide to the speakers, you have to write them on the chat bottom on the Zoom. So I think it's at the bottom of the screen. So you can address the questions you might have in order for the speakers to answer the questions after their presentations. So this being said, I would like to introduce our first speaker, Mrs. Maria Memalde from Senegal, and that she will share her insights on nuclear and electricity production. So let me read her CV. Mariama Balde, sorry, is a dedicated nuclear engineer. She completed her master's studies at the University of Nizhny Novgorod, and she has a strong commitment to advancing nuclear science and technology. She's gaining hands-on experience as an intern at the International Atomic Energy Agency. Also, Mariama is a very active member of Women in Nuclear in Senegal and the Young Generation Network also in Senegal, where she contributes to promoting nuclear awareness and empowering young professionals in the field. So it's our pleasure to have her as our first speaker in this summer school, the first day. So Mariama, the floor is yours.
Please, Mariama, if you can unmute yourself, we will appreciate that. I think she's having some technical difficulties to join to the session. You can unmute. Just let me just try to. Mariama, can you?
Maybe we can. Does she need any assistance from my side?
Yes, maybe. Can you just raise your hand, Mariama? Raise your hand with the icons below. I know sometimes we may have some technical difficulties. Okay, great. So let me give you co-host permission and then change your name. Mariama. I think now you're ready to go. Please, Mariama, if you can confirm that, we will appreciate. Thank you very much for your patience. Sometimes we have these technological challenges, so we appreciate that. So, Mariama, you have permission to share your presentation. I think she disconnected, Paro. You can just see her through.
Let me see.
I think so.
She was connected, but I can't see her any longer.
She's
So-
having some technical difficulties. So why don't we do this? I can go with the next presentation and then while we wait that she connects, I think that should work, right?
Okay, sounds good to me. So
Thank you.
we will change. Let's see. So we
Yes.
move forward to your presentation, and then we will go back to hers.
Thank you so much, Amparo.
No, very welcome. So okay, let's do that. So our presentation now will be related to innovation in nuclear energy, SMR, Generation 4 and fusion reactors. This presentation will be provided by Mrs. Florencia Renteria from WiNI Mexico. Florencia is from Mexico. She's a nuclear scientist and engineer. She is an innovation co-leader of Women in Nuclear Innovation, WiNI, group of expertise of WiNI Global. Also, her area of expertise in nuclear industry is nuclear core design. Since 2017 until the present, he has been participating in the Technical Cooperation Fellowship programs at the IAEA for supporting nuclear power infrastructure capacity building in member states, introducing and expanding nuclear power. She is the former technical secretary of the Mexican Network for Education, Training, and Nuclear Research, and Florencia serves as a scientific advisor at different NGOs and the nuclear industry, like INM, WiNI Young Generation, and North American Young Generation. She's a reviewer of Nuclear Science Journal at Science Publishing Group from New York, the US, and she completed her bachelor's in chemical engineering in Mexico at Instituto Tecnológico de la Laguna. And after that, she continued her master's studies in nuclear power plant engineering in South Korea from 2017 to 2019 at KEPCO International Nuclear Graduate School. And finally, she finished her PhD in nuclear science and technology in China from 2019 to 2023 at Harbin Engineering University in the specialty of advanced reactor physics. She worked in the developers team of the High Fidelity Neutron Transport Code in HEU. And also she's a very active member of WiNI Global and a very, very dearest friend of mine. So Florencia, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Amparo. Thank you, everyone. And I'm very sorry about the technical difficulties. So let me just share my screen. And thank you for this kind introduction. If you can just confirm whether you see full screen mode, I'll appreciate that.
Yeah, we can see that.
Thank you so much. So let's just begin. So hi, everyone. Depending where you are, I'm very welcome to this session on innovation in nuclear energy. It's a pleasure to have such a diverse and engaged audience with us today, from scientists and engineers to policymakers and early career professionals. As we stand to a critical juncture in global energy development, the need for innovation in nuclear energy has been very, very urgent. Today, we will explore how emerging technologies like small modular reactors, Generation 4 systems, and fusion reactors are reshaping the future of nuclear power. These innovations not only address the limitations of traditional reactors, but also open new pathways for sustainability, safety, and scalability. I invite you to engage, ask your questions, and consider how each of us can contribute to this exciting transformation in the nuclear sector. So let's begin by looking at why innovation in nuclear energy is so critical today. Around the world, energy demand is rising rapidly, and we need solutions that are not only scalable, but also sustainable. Nuclear energy has long been a reliable source of low carbon power, but traditional reactors come with challenges, high cost, long construction timelines, and public concerns about safety and waste. This is where innovation becomes essential. New technologies like small modular reactors, Generation 4 systems, and fusion reactors offer transformative possibilities. They promise safer, more efficient, and more adaptable energy solutions that can meet future needs while addressing the limitations of the past. So today we will explore how these innovations are shaping the future of nuclear energy. The global energy landscape is shifting rapidly with growing populations and industrialization, especially in the development of regions. Energy demand is surging. At the same time, we face the challenge of decarbonizing our energy systems to meet climate targets. Nuclear energy stands out as a reliable low-carbon source that can complement renewables. Its strategic role is becoming increasingly clear as countries seek secure and sustainable energy solutions. Like rising global energy demand is part of the global energy consumption is projected to increase significantly driven by population growth, urbanization, and industrialization. Please, if someone is talking in the back, if you can mute yourself, I will appreciate. Thank you. So it's projected to increase significantly, driven by population growth, urbanization, and industrialization, especially in developing regions. The climate goals on decarbonization, so we meet international climate targets, require a shift from fossil fuels to low carbon energy sources. with nuclear playing a key role in reducing emissions. Nuclear energy strategic positions like nuclear energy offers reliable large-scale and low-carbon electricity generation, making it a cornerstone of future energy strategies and alongside renewables. So advanced nuclear technologies represent a leap forward in how we think about energy. These next generation systems are designed to be safer, more efficient, and more adaptable. Innovations include modular construction, passive safety features, and integration with other energy sources for the nuclear sector. These technologies are not just technical upgrades, they are strategic tools for expanding our impact and attracting new talent. Defining advanced nuclear technologies is like advanced nuclear technologies refer to the next generation reactor designs that improve safety, efficiency, and sustainability compared to traditional systems. About key innovation areas, these include modular construction, passive safety systems, fuel cycle advancements, and integration with renewable energy sources. A strategic importance for the sector, advanced technologies are crucial for expanding nuclear energy's roles in global energy systems, attracting investment and inspiring new talent in the field. Small modular reactors, or SMRs as are called, those are compact nuclear systems designed for flexibility and scalability. Unlike traditional reactors, SMRs can be built in factories and transported to sites, reducing construction time and cost, and their passive safety systems and smaller footprint make them ideal for remote locations. Industrial use and even pairing with renewables, SMRs are a game changer in how we deploy nuclear energy. And this table one summarizes the potential applications of different nuclear reactor designs in transition away from coal. Most currently operating nuclear power plants rely on large-scale water-cooled reactors. In comparison, coal-fired boiler units tend to be smaller, so a single nuclear reactor could replace multiple coal units. In comparison, various SMR designs in different stages of the development could be well suited to replace small coal-fired units across a wider range of applications. While a coal-fired and nuclear power plants have a number of technical similarities, nuclear power plants can be more flexible than the coal power plants. For example, they can be quickly ramped up or down as necessary to match demand and support the integration of variable renewable generation. Nuclear power plants also require less space on the plant site for fuel storage and can store sufficient fuel for more than a year, compared to a few weeks for a coal-fired power plant, which thus requires frequent coal deliveries via road, rail, or water. So global SMRs are gaining momentum. Countries like Canada, the USA, and the UK are leading the way with pilot projects and regulatory support. Public-private partnerships are key to commercialization and streamlined licensing, is helping accelerate deployment. Projects like NewScale, BWRX 300, and Rolls-Royce SMR show how diverse and promising this field is becoming. So the small modular reactors are entering the commercial deployment phase in 2025, offering a reliable zero carbon energy option for electricity generation and industrial heat application. This roadmap was taken for a report of Climate Insider. You will see in the previous slide the link if you would like to revisit the report. You'll find very fruitful information on this report because it shows what is the readiness for market and provides practical guidance for organizations evaluating SMR adoption as part of their long-term energy strategy. The technical readiness is evaluated across 7 criteria. Basically, the technology readiness level, safety demonstration maturity, performance metrics validation, design maturity and engineering, as well as field qualification status, component demonstration and simulation, and modeling validation. Each criteria is scored on a scale from 1 to 5, with high scores indicating greater readiness for commercial deployment. So when we talk about Generation 4 reactors, are part of a global initiative to create advanced systems that are safer, more sustainable, and economically viable. These designs aim to close the fuel cycle, reduce waste, and resist proliferation. They also operate at higher temperatures, opening new possibilities for industrial applications. Generation 4 is not just about new reactors, it's about reimagining nuclear energy for the long-term process. For example, the sodium cooled fast reactors use liquid sodium for cooling, enabling fast neutron spectrum and efficient fuel recycling. Very high temperature reactors operate at extremely high temperatures, suitable for hydrogen production and industrial heat. And other model to highlight are the molten salt reactors. Those utilize liquid fuel and salt coolant, offering inherent safety and fuel flexibility term. So as we look towards the future of nuclear energy, safety remains a top priority. And this slide compares sixth generation 4 reactor technologies, each designed with advanced safety features and sustainability goals. For example, gas-cooled fast reactors, lead-cooled fast reactors emphasize passive safety systems and fuel breathing to manage long-life radioactive waste. Molten salt reactors offering a strong negative feedback mechanism and use passive cooling to enhance safety. Sodium-cooled fast reactors operate in normal pressure and already being prototyped. And supercritical water-cooled reactors built on existing technologies with conservative designs and passive systems. Finally, very high temperature reactors, VHTRs, aim to eliminate core melt risk entirely with no need for off-site emergency response. These innovations reflect a global effort led by organizations like the OECD NEA and the Generation 4 International Forum to make nuclear energy safer, more efficient, and more sustainable. So part of these promising features of Generation 4 reactors are each design comes with its own set of technical challenges that must be addressed before widespread deployment. This slide categorizes those challenges into 3 key areas: viability, performance, and demonstration. For viability, molten salt reactors face issues related to the chemistry of liquid salts and the durability of structural materials under high temperatures and radiation. Gas-cooled fast reactors require the development of new materials for fuel cladding and the construction of experimental reactors. In terms of performance, supercritical water reactors and very high temperature reactors need corrosion-resistant materials to withstand extreme conditions. Sodium-cooled fast reactors are working towards simplified designs to improve reliability and cost-effectiveness. Finally, lead-cooled fast reactors must demonstrate effective fuel cladding and lead chemistry management. Overcoming these challenges is essential to realizing the full potential of Generation 4 technologies and ensuring their safe, efficient, and sustainable operation. So when we talk about nuclear fusion, it represents one of the most promising frontiers in clean energy. Unlike fission, which splits atoms, fusion combines light atomic nuclei, typically hydrogen isotopes, to release vast amounts of energy. This process powers the sun and the stars, and replicating it on Earth could provide a virtually limitless carbon-free energy source. Fusion produces no greenhouses during operation and generates minimal long-lived radioactive waste. It also carries a low risk of accidents due to its inherent physical properties, and fusion reactions require extremely high temperatures and pressures, and any disturbance naturally halts the process. As research advances, large-scale fusion projects like ITER and private sector innovations are bringing us closer to practical fusion. Once commercialized, fusion could revolutionize global energy systems, offering a sustainable solution to meet growing demand while protecting the planet. So here in the picture, we see two main prototypes developed in Europe, ITER project and DEMA project by Aerofusion. It's a huge initiative that is producing a lot of milestones in this process. We see in this coming slide all the great milestones that they've been accomplishing since it started the construction in 2010. And 39 buildings and technical areas house the ITER tokamak and its plant systems. The heart of the facility, the tokamak building, is a 7-story structure in reinforced concrete that sits 30 meters below the platform level and 60 meters above. So pre-assembly of tokamak components takes place in adjacent assembly halls. Other auxiliary buildings in the vicinity of the tokamak building include cooling towers, electrical installation and control room, facilities for management of waste, and cryogenics plants that will provide liquid helium to cool the ITER magnets. So as part of the conclusion remarks, I would like to highlight how innovation is essential for a sustainable energy future. Emerging nuclear technologies like SMRs, Generation 4 reactors, and fusion systems are critical to meet global energy demands while achieving climate goals. They offer scalable, low carbon solutions that complement renewables and reduce reliance on fossil fuels. SMRs are reshaping deployment models. SMRs introduce flexibility, modularity, and passive safety features that make nuclear energy more accessible and adaptable. Their potential to replace coal-fired units and support industrial applications positions them as key player in energy transitions. And Generation 4 reactors prioritizes safety and sustainability. Gen 4 designs aim to close the fuel cycle, minimize waste, and enhance safety through passive systems and advanced materials. Despite technical challenges, international collaboration is driving process and progress towards demonstration and commercialization. Fusion represents the long-term vision. Fusion energy offers a nearly limitless clean power source with minimal environment impact. Projects like ITER and DEMO, along with private sector innovation, are accelerating the path to practical fusion, though significant scientific and engineering hurdles remain. So the experimental installations and R&D are vital because facilities for testing, validation, and training are essential to advance nuclear technologies. They provide platforms for innovation, foster interdisciplinary collaboration, and prepare the next generation of nuclear professionals. And let's not forget about human capacity, which is the key to innovation. Mentorship, education, and exposure to diverse learning environments empower individuals to contribute meaningfully to the nuclear sector. Building a skilled and resilient workforce is important as technological advancements in shaping the future of nuclear energy. So that's the end of my presentation. That's my email contact point if anyone is interested to collaborate or even in the WiNI innovation group, whatever innovations or other items that you would like to discuss, please let us know. And also if you would like maybe to set up for a workshop, training, etc., that will be a great platform to start a cooperation. So thank you very much, and over to you, Amparo. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Florencia, for your very nice presentation and on the overview of what's gonna come in nuclear sector, and especially on the innovative side related to SMRs, Generation 4, and the fusion. It was very short overview of in general because the topics are really extensive. But I think it's a good idea to have overall thinking of what's gonna come. So I don't know if there are questions on the chat. Some people are asking related to having the presentations and the recorded session. So I think this will be attended by the organization team, Florencia. But
Yes,
I do have a question for you. So,
thank
in your view, all these innovations that you were explaining, SMRs, and especially since I live in Europe, on the European Alliance on SMRs, and these reactors related to Generation 4 or even fusion, no, the ITER project. Do you think all these projects are closer to deployment in the coming decade, let's say?
Well, I know it's been challenging because it's also about financial budget. I mean, it depends. There's a lot of constraints ongoing, and especially with the global crisis that we're facing, I mean, unemployment, energetic crisis, and financial crisis in every country. We hope that it comes with the different negotiations this coming COP30 as a priority for those policymakers to make it an urgent need, not only for the continent, but also for the world, to deploy fusion prototypes. Nowadays, we see a lot of startups companies in the USA as well, following up some of the ITER or fusion projects prototypes. And I think that is also part of the energy investments for the coming decades. So some people from the fission area will be transitioning more to the fusion area, and that is a cornerstone opportunity to attract new talent. I hope I'm not wrong, but at least in the coming 5-6 years, we can see more acceleration process for deploying those technologies.
So hopefully we'll see this deployment of the technologies by mid 30s. We do have a question from Nairobi, Kenya, from Frederick. He thanks the detailed presentation, and he says that he doesn't come from a nuclear engineering background, but it's a little bit informed in this topic. So his question is, apart from the innovation on the generation side of Generation 4 reactors and SMRs, do we have any innovation in waste storage or disposal technology? Also, of these technologies, which one fits a developing country most in terms of resources, safety, and easy in operation?
Thank you very much for that question. Radioactive waste management is one of the most important concerns. I mean, we see when you started to build and you operate your power plant or nuclear facility, there are different ways of storaging the nuclear, for example, spent nuclear fuel. Some of them could be underground in the deep geological repository, others in a spent fuel cask. Others, the spent fuel pool in the reactor operation facility. And that is another opportunity because there is still challenges in terms of, I mean, the waste is controlled already, but there are more challenges in the process or recycling those technologies. So for radioactive chemistry disciplines, those are very important to present more solutions. Also, those careers can be built according to my perception as well. But it's very important to know exactly what type of technology is more suitable for your program in a particular country. I mean, because solutions are designed according to the needs of each country. One example can be replicated in another country, but it's important to know exactly what are the current resources, how we can build these, and what is the most strategic solution for the long-term process. I hope I answered your question. Then we have to unmute some participants.
Sorry, I was muted. There is another question from Sofia from Morocco, and also she thanks your presentation. And she has a question. Can SMRs truly contribute to achieving carbon neutrality goals in the future?
Sorry, I couldn't hear it. Can you repeat again, Amparo?
Sure, yes. Sophia from Morocco would like to know if can SMRs truly contribute to achieving carbon neutrality goals in the future?
Thank you very much. Of course, SMRs can contribute specifically to the carbon neutrality goals because, as I mentioned, the different nuclear facilities built, the production of CO2 emissions is very low. We cannot say that there is no emissions in this process because the construction of the concrete that it is produced to manufacture the containment building or other types of components, for example, the reactor vessel, it has indirectly some emissions in the process of deploying a nuclear reactor in a particular land, but the production of electricity is almost neutral, and it's going to affect, the impact of the environment because the air quality will be better. We will have different solutions, not only for the carbon neutrality problems, but also for seawater desalination for those countries that they don't have enough or sufficient water resources. Yes, also for district heating, that's another solution. And also the hydrogen production, because when you cope your system with hydrogen production and electrodes, those are more sufficient and more expandable items to utilize nuclear reactors and specifically small modular reactors. Thank you.
There is another question from SMRs. I think Florencia, I haven't seen the other speaker connected, so I don't know if she's already connected. So maybe we can go further with one more question, and then to be sure that she is connected for her presentation. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
So the one from Cameroon is asking, what is the size of SMR compared to the nuclear facilities used today? And how much, she's connected. Okay, great, thank you. And how much will the cost of SMRs in dollars?
Well, about cost, it's very cautious. I don't have the, how can I say, the financial plan for each reactor model, but what we can mention is from the original cost of a large reactor, more than 700 electric megawatts or 1,000 electric megawatts, the cost and production of SMR is reducing to one quarter of the original budget in a rough estimation, because now some countries are intending to build some 3D printing and manufacturers facilities to reduce the production time of some components, because one of the biggest constraints that takes in the nuclear power plant deployment is the production of the reactor vessel. That one takes a lot of time, actually, and few countries are hosting this capability to build the entire deployment of those components. So about money, I cannot tell you exactly what is the cost, because even some other experts who are in the financial market, it's very cautious to talk or to say that a technology holds that capability or this is the main price. I think that one is more like kind of confidential between vendors, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna reduce specifically the size at least one quarter, because those modules are like 250 electric megawatts, so it's almost one quarter of the original production of a large reactor. I hope I answered your question.
Okay, so I think there are no more questions posted on the chat, so we could move forward through the presentation of Mariamba. Let me see if she does Mariamba.
Yes, good afternoon. Is it okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you so much. I'm so sorry. So I had some problem to unmute myself. I don't know what is the real problem. So I tried with my computer, that was impossible. With my laptop also that was impossible. So I don't know. So sorry for the delay.
It's okay, no worries. So the floor is yours. Do you need
Okay.
any help, like any assistance with the presentation or
So
anything at all?
let me try to share first my presentation. Is it okay?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
So good afternoon, everybody. So my name is Moriam Balde. I'm from Senegal. And so can you hear me? Is it okay?
Yes, we can hear you. I think it would be better if you just click the button for the slide presentation. What is the at the bottom of the PowerPoint? You have these notes,
Yeah.
commentaries. Yeah, the next, this one, perfect. Thank you, perfect.
Okay. So I will do my presentation in French. I don't know if it's okay for you, but the presentation is in English. So it's a great pleasure for me to present in this summer school. The presentation will be focused on electricity production with nuclear facilities. So as you can see here is my bio, and my name is Mariam Balde. I'm a nuclear engineer and the intern of the IAEA. So, and as the Florencia said, so, je vais essayer de parler un peu français pour essayer d'équilibrer. Avec la grande demande en électricité dans le monde, nous voyons que plusieurs pays se tournent vers l'électricité avec le nucléaire. Et donc, comme vous pouvez le constater ici, nous avons une courbe qui montre la variation avec l'utilisation des centrales nucléaires électriques dans le monde en fonction des années. Et actuellement, les centrales électriques sont de plus en plus en demande dans le monde, du fait qu'avec les centrales électriques, nous avons moins de CO2 qui est émis, donc qui nous permet de réduire le réchauffement climatique et de lutter contre le réchauffement aussi climatique. Donc, beaucoup de pays dans le monde, que ce soit en Amérique, en Europe, utilisent l'énergie électrique produite des centrales nucléaires. Ici, en Afrique, nous avons l'Afrique du Sud qui a une centrale électrique nucléaire. Et nous avons aussi d'autres pays qui commencent à se lancer dans qui commencent à accéder dans cette lancée et à utiliser les centrales électriques nucléaires. Donc, dans une centrale électrique nucléaire, ils utilisent l'uranium enrichi pour pouvoir produire de l'électricité. L'uranium enrichi est utilisé grâce à une réaction qu'on appelle une réaction en chaîne, une réaction de fission en chaîne, au cours de laquelle un neutron vient heurter un atome d'uranium pour produire d'autres atomes. Et cette réaction est maîtrisée et contrôlée, parce que si la réaction n'est pas contrôlée, cela pourrait aboutir à une réaction non contrôlée et ce n'est pas bon pour le réacteur. Donc, cette réaction doit être contrôlée, et pour qu'elle soit contrôlée, il y a beaucoup de paramètres qu'il faudrait prendre en compte, c'est-à-dire le nombre de neutrons émis qu'il faudrait ensuite récupérer pour pouvoir contrôler les différentes réactions en chaîne qui vont se produire dans le réacteur. Et pour pouvoir aussi avoir cette réaction, il faudrait avoir plusieurs compartiments. Donc, les principaux compartiments qu'on peut avoir dans un réacteur nucléaire, nous avons le cœur du réacteur qu'on appelle le nuclear reactor. Et ce cœur du réacteur, c'est là où on a le fuel, c'est là où se passent les réactions nucléaires qui vont ensuite donner de l'énergie thermique. Et cette énergie thermique-là qui va nous permettre ensuite d'avoir de l'électricité. Maintenant, le cœur, dans le cœur, quand on a des réactions nucléaires qui s'y passent, on a de l'eau qui entre dans ce cœur au niveau des barres de fuel assembly qui traverse pour transporter cette énergie libérée par cette réaction de fusion. Et donc, on a le premier circuit. Le premier circuit, c'est le circuit qui permet de refroidir le cœur du réacteur. Et là, dans la plupart des cas, on utilise de l'eau qu'on utilise pour pouvoir réduire l'énergie, c'est-à-dire pour pouvoir atténuer le nombre de réactions qui se passent dans le cœur. On a l'échangeur aussi de chaleur. L'échangeur de chaleur, c'est un connecteur entre le premier circuit, c'est-à-dire le cœur du réacteur, et le deuxième circuit. Donc, on a trois circuits. On a le premier circuit qui est le cœur du réacteur et le deuxième circuit qui est là où la réaction, où on prend l'énergie thermique produite au niveau du cœur et qu'on le transforme en énergie mécanique. Donc, après l'échangeur de chaleur, on a les turbines. Donc, les turbines, c'est là où on prend la chaleur, les vapeurs produites au niveau du cœur et que le premier circuit a transmis au second circuit grâce à l'échangeur de chaleur pour pouvoir produire d'autres vapeurs qui vont permettre au générateur électrique de pouvoir transformer cette énergie mécanique en énergie électrique. Donc, comme vous pouvez le voir ici, comme vous pouvez le voir ici, nous avons une image d'une centrale électrique avec ici, comme je vous le disais tantôt, ça c'est le premier circuit. Le premier circuit est constitué du réacteur où les réactions de fusion se font. Maintenant, ici, nous avons l'échangeur de chaleur. L'échangeur de chaleur, il prend les vapeurs produites au niveau du premier circuit qu'il transfère aux turbines. Et là, on a les turbines aussi qui vont prendre cette énergie et les transmettre au niveau du condensateur. Donc, ça, c'est une image d'une centrale nucléaire électrique que vous avez ici pour pouvoir produire de l'électricité avec des réactions nucléaires qui se passent ici. Et comme vous pouvez aussi le voir, cette source d'eau-là est celle-ci. Donc, c'est pour éviter que cette source-là contamine, parce qu'on a ici des éléments radioactifs, qui pouvaient contaminer cette eau-là. Et donc, pour éviter cette contamination, on a fermé ce circuit-là. Donc, ça, ce sont des tuyaux qui passent par là, mais qu'il n'y a pas de contact direct entre ce circuit-là et celui-là. Donc, ça fait partie des principes de sûreté pour de contaminer, protéger. Donc, après ça, je vais vous parler un peu du cœur du réacteur, où on utilise, le cœur du réacteur est composé d'abord du fuel. Le fuel, c'est de l'uranium enrichi. La plupart du temps, c'est du dioxyde d'uranium, qui est utilisé sous forme de capsules qu'on appelle pellets. Et ces capsules-là sont mis dans des tubes qu'on appelle sous forme qu'on appelle des fuel rods. Et ces différents tubes sont ensuite regroupés pour être des fuels assemblés. Donc, ils sont assemblés selon le design, selon la marque ou bien selon les entreprises de construction. On peut avoir des formes en carré, en triangle ou bien des formes hexagonales. Donc, ça dépend du design qu'on a. Donc, après le fuel, assemblé, nous avons le modérateur. Le modérateur, c'est la plupart du temps, ce sont des liquides qu'on utilise et dans la plupart des réacteurs, nous avons l'eau comme modérateur parce que l'eau, c'est un type de réacteur. On peut avoir le graphe, mais dans la plupart, il faut savoir que dans la plupart des réacteurs nucléaires, surtout à production d'électricité, on utilise l'eau l'eau simple comme modérateur, pour modérer les neutrons et pour jouer aussi le nom de fluide coloporteur, donc pour transmettre la chaleur. Donc aussi au niveau du réacteur, nous avons les barres de contrôle. Les barres de contrôle jouent essentiellement le rôle de contrôle de la réaction, comme je vous l'ai dit tantôt. Donc pour qu'il y ait une réaction contrôlée, il faut avoir des barres de contrôle pour pouvoir absorber le surplus de neutrons, en plus de l'eau qui absorbe le surplus de neutrons, mais il faut aussi des barres de contrôle. Et ces barres de contrôle-là aussi jouent un important rôle, surtout pour un arrêt, comment on appelle ça, un arrêt brusque de la réaction. C'est-à-dire, en cas de non-contrôle de la réaction, on peut utiliser ces barres de contrôle-là et les insérer directement au niveau du cœur pour stopper la réaction. Donc, après ça, vous avez une image qui vous montre ici. Vous avez les capsules d'uranium qu'on met dans des tubes pour pouvoir constituer le fuel rod, les tubes de fuel. Et maintenant, ces tubes-là sont mis entre eux pour constituer le fuel assemblé. Et ça, c'est un ensemble de fuel assemblé. Donc, selon le design, on peut avoir un regroupement de 17 barres de fuel, ou bien de 17-17, ou bien de 23-23, selon le design qu'on a. Et après ça, nous avons le pressuriseur. Le pressuriseur dans les réacteurs à eau pressurisée, c'est un appareil qui permet de maintenir la pression au niveau du cœur du réacteur à une certaine température. Donc, pour qu'il y ait une cohérence entre les deux, c'est-à-dire si par exemple on veut que dans le réacteur, on veut que l'eau soit à 15,5 mégapascal et une pression, l'eau et une pression de 15,5 mégapascal, il faudrait que la température du cœur soit égale à 345 degrés Celsius. Donc, 345 degrés Celsius pour pouvoir avoir une température, une pression de l'eau qui est égale à 15,5 mégapascal. Donc, le pressuriseur est utilisé dans la plupart des réacteurs à eau pressurisée, qui sont les réacteurs les plus utilisés dans le monde. On peut avoir aussi les réacteurs à eau bouillante, mais qui sont moins en actualité parce qu'ils étaient auparavant utilisés, mais suite aux différents accidents qui se sont produits comme à Tchernobyl, donc les réacteurs à eau bouillante sont moins utilisés. Donc, dans la plupart des temps, nous avons des réacteurs à eau pressurisée, pressurized water reactors. Ce sont des réacteurs qui sont le plus développés dans le monde. Et en plus des pressuriseurs, nous avons les pompes. Les pompes permettent d'avoir un flux d'eau courant, de pouvoir pomper l'eau, de faciliter aussi le passage de l'eau au niveau des fuel assembly, parce qu'il faudrait que l'eau ait une certaine pression pour pouvoir entrer entre les barres de combustible traversées. Donc, pour avoir cette facilité-là, dans la plupart du temps, on utilise des pompes. Donc, en grosso modo, le cœur du réacteur est celui qui est le plus utilisé, donc celui qui a le plus de constituants dans un réacteur et qui permet d'avoir...
Non, c'est le même,
l'électricité. Donc, en plus de cela, nous avons les différents systèmes de sûreté. En général, ces différents systèmes de sûreté sont la défense en profondeur. Là, quand on parle de défense en profondeur, c'est qu'il faudrait plus mettre des barrières de protection pour qu'il n'y ait pas un accès facile surtout au niveau du cœur du réacteur, parce que c'est là-bas qu'on a des produits radioactifs et comme vous le savez, ces produits radioactifs sont nuisibles pour la santé. Donc, pour que ces produits radioactifs ne puissent pas se mélanger avec l'eau de la mer ou bien ne puissent pas contaminer les gens qui travaillent au niveau des centrales nucléaires. Donc, le defense in deep, la défense en profondeur, c'est une stratégie simple et qui permet de protéger et de protéger, mais aussi de réduire les risques de propagation des produits radioactifs. Donc, en dehors de la défense en profondeur, nous avons les systèmes de protection du réacteur, comme le shielding, comment on appelle ça? Le shielding. C'est comme le bétonnage. Je ne sais pas s'il y a quelqu'un qui comprend le français et l'anglais en même temps. J'ai perdu le mot en français. Donc, il y a le shielding qu'on utilise pour pouvoir aussi réduire la propagation. Il y a aussi le couvercle du cœur de reactor vessel qui permet de contenir aussi en cas de propagation au niveau en cas où il y a rupture au niveau des pastilles d'uranium et que ça se mélange avec l'eau, le réacteur vessel permet de maintenir ces produits radioactifs-là, qu'ils ne se mélangent pas au deuxième circuit. Et cela aussi, c'est un moyen de sûreté qui permet de lutter contre la propagation des éléments radioactifs. Donc, en dehors de tout cela, il y a d'autres systèmes de protection qui permettent de réduire, surtout de réduire, ou bien de confiner les éléments radioactifs en cas d'accident, ou bien de prévenir les accidents. Donc, il y a aussi le système comment on appelle ça, de emergency cooling, de emergency system cooling qui permet aussi de verser de l'eau en cas de feu ou bien de quelque chose qui permet de réduire aussi la propagation des éléments radioactifs. Donc, ce sont des systèmes qui sont mis ensemble. Il n'y a pas un seul, il y en a plusieurs selon le design qu'on a. Et ça permet de réduire, mais aussi en cas d'accident, d'empêcher la propagation des systèmes des éléments radioactifs. Donc, comme système de sûreté, on peut plus noter que si, par exemple, on a des accidents au niveau du cœur du réacteur, il y a des systèmes qui permettent de confiner le cœur pour que ces éléments ne puissent pas contaminer le second système. Et au cas où ces éléments puissent se propager dans le second système, il y a un autre système de sûreté qui permet de les confiner de telle sorte que ça ne se propage pas pour atteindre la population ou bien pour atteindre les gens qui travaillent au niveau des centrales nucléaires. Donc, en grosso modo, j'ai un peu réduit la présentation, mais si toutefois vous avez des questions, je peux essayer de répondre aussi bien en français et en anglais. Donc, je suis désolée, je ne sais pas si tout a été compris ou pas. So, thank you so much. I don't know. If you have any question in English or in French, I'm ready to answer to your question. And I don't know if there was some speaker or someone who do not understand what I was talking about. So there were some French participant and English participant, and to make equilibrium between them, that's why I speak French. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mariama, for your nice presentation. I think I think overall people could understand French and the English slides, although maybe some people don't speak French. So we apologize for this inconvenience if that's the case, but all the next presentations will be from now on in English. And so please, but some people are very grateful that the presentation was in French. So I think sometimes it depends, no, on the side, the color of the. We say in Spanish, depende un poco de el color con el que miras.
Yes, we have to be flexible, and we understand that we have different skills, and we apologize for not keeping the consistency in this presentation language, but for the coming presentations, information will be delivered in English. Thank you for your understanding.
Exactly. So I don't know if there are questions for Mariama. related to all the information she provided, that there was a lot, how the nuclear energy is produced. Also, she showed the cycle in a nuclear power plant. I believe it was a boiling water reactor, if I'm not mistaken. So if if you have any questions, please feel free to post your question on the chat button. And so far, I'm seeing that they have there is one question from Frederick again, and he is also thanking you, Mariama, for your presentation, and he would like to know what's heavy water composition. And also, second on safety, what are the factors considered when looking for a suitable location of a nuclear reactor site?
So thank you for your question. What is the composition of heavy water? So the composition of heavy water is deuterium and oxygen. Dioxide, yes, dioxide. It's D D2.
Oh, D2. She responded on the chat.
Yes. So the second one.
I can repeat the question for you, no worry.
Yeah.
He also would like to know on the safety side that what are the factors considered when looking for a suitable location of a nuclear reactor site?
So many factors, many characteristics are taken into account, and so because the area that we build a nuclear reactor is very important. Is important because the nuclear reactor should be not in the city, located in the city, in where humans are located, and also it is most important to build a nuclear power plant near a river or where we can have a lot of water.
I think he's happy with the answer.
Let me mute the participant. Yes, please go ahead.
There is another question from Lawan. He also wants to know the difference between a boiled water system and the pressurized water, and yeah, if there is any better type of water.
I think we lost Mariama. She lost some connection.
I think so.
I think so. Maybe can you just repeat the question, Amparo, again?
Yeah, what's the difference between a boiling water reactor and a pressurized water reactor, and if there is better type of water?
Well, both of them, they use moderator as a water as moderator. The only difference is the injection of the fuel. I mean, the boiling water reactor acts like a pot boiling the fuel, actually. The injection of fuel is from the bottom of the reactor vessel. And then in the pressurizer, you are having like this sort of a containment, the reactor exposed to a high level of pressure, and the control rods or the fuel are injected from the upper part of the reactor view. So the reactor operation parameters are not the same, but some similarities in the system, but it's the way that the fuel is fitting into this process. And normally, I mean, it shows the same conventional cycle. Either if you have a river nearby, you will have the river intake as a way of cooling the reactor unit, or if you have the cooling tower as well. I mean, the similarities are the same. I think you saw it on the diagram, and that's maybe I mean, those are maybe the most highlighting differences in between. Would you like to comment on something, Amparo?
Well, I just wanted to say that actually both reactors, boiling water reactor and pressurized water reactor, are basically using the same water. So it's not like a specific type of water for one system or to another. So the moderator and the coolant in both technologies are exactly the same. So it means that water, not heavy water, only water. What is different is the design and also the parameters of operation. So for a boiling water reactor, because you want to keep liquid water and vapor together, so you use less pressure than in a pressurized water reactor, where the pressure has to be higher in order to keep the water in only liquid state. So also there are some other differences as where to include the control rods from the bottom or from the top, other parameters as well as the pressurizers or vapor generators, which are not included in the boiling water reactor because it's a, as Florencia mentioned, it's a boiling pot, giant boiling pot. So there are a few differences here and there on the design. Pressurized water reactors are mostly designed by Westinghouse. Boiling water reactors are mostly designed by General Electric. So different designs, very worldwide use, both. I'm an expert in a boiling water reactor, so I'm a BWR girl. But the question you were asking related to what type of water is best. So the type of water is the same for both.
And the
I
board
don't know.
organization that
Exactly.
differs from system to system, that's all.
Exactly. And I can see there is another question. Can a landlocked countries build a nuclear power plant? And what if is the best technology, if so?
I think Mariana is not still here in the chat.
I think
Yes, I'm here.
she's back.
Oh,
She's back.
are you back?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm here. So it is possible, I think, with SMR type of reactors, because we can have a land-based SMR with a Russian design, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's possible with landlocked country, but with SMR we can have the the design, the land-based design for this kind of country, but I'm not sure.
Florencia, would you like to add something?
Yes, well, commercially, if you go to online websites, you will see like the handbook of the small modular reactors of the IEA. They have more than, I think, 60 or 70 reactor models prototypes. And something that it should be considered before you select a technology adoption is basically the resources, how is going to be the integration of the current grid that you have in your country, what resources would you like to upgrade if you don't have existing nuclear fleet, or if you will do the newly deployment of nuclear facilities, well, nuclear power plants, you need to start for localization studies, like a seismic assessment and so on. We cannot say at this time that you need to choose this technology, because without doing these energy matrix distribution studies, you will not know exactly what technology is the best to incorporate into your country. When you go, for example, first in the bid for the licitation of different vendors, you invite different vendors like from the European region, Asian region, American region, and so on. So they will throw the proposals to the government and to the, I don't know, let's say the operator unit, a company in the country, or who will be operating the reactors, and let them see what technology is best. You need to do some test, validation, assessment results, nuclear safety, and so on. I mean, it's a very long process that normally starts, I don't know, before you adopt any technology. Sometimes for other countries may take 5 to 10 years, isn't it, Amparo? So it depends. It's a very long journey to do this, and exactly what nuclear power plant it depends of the needs of your country. So for that, and normally the IEA also follows some guidelines and patterns that you can go into these and into the IEA website for example, IMPRO section or other team members of the IEA. They provide also technical assistance at this level, and also the consultancy companies around the world. Would you like to add something, Amparo?
No, I think you explained it very well. Actually, it's a very long process. So there are 3 stages. One stage is to find the right site for the nuclear power plant and also the right financial support, because this is also important. So then some of the bureaucracy, policy, stakeholders, you have to prepare everything, all the documentation that will be required by the body council of the country, which will be different from one country to another country, depends on the regulation policies as well. And then the third stage is related to the construction and all the startup and all the tests that you have to perform before operating a nuclear power plant. So it takes very long time, and that's why small modular reactors play an important role in this decade, because it's supposed to somehow to make things easier and shorter in especially on stage 3, and also as well in some of the paperwork and the the fundings for the stage 1 and 2. So that's why we believe that what it takes maybe 20 years will be less with the small modular reactors, also because if you make everything in like standardized, the construction can be shortened very much. But we'll see how it goes. There is one more question, I think will be the last one, and then we can summarize and go with the conclusions. So last one is, what are the challenges associated with the development of new generations of nuclear reactors?
Well, there are several. Economical point of view, in terms of deployment, in terms of scalability, because normally people will like to see first the prototype working before selecting the technology. But nowadays there are few models working on these construction prototypes. For example, Karam is one of the examples that started more than a decade ago in the construction, but it is being delaying in the process. As Amparo mentioned, we hope to see more speed or velocity in constructing the different generation of reactors. Several challenges could be, as I mentioned, for the fuel integrity, cladding material of generation for reactors, because some of them are still under development, molten salt reactors, sodium fast reactors, or liquid fast reactors. So materials science is playing a huge role. And I think when we do more adoption or maybe selection of high performance computing techniques can help us to accelerate more the selection of these several materials. Also, for example, for the molten salts, salt process of recycling, it takes a little while because some facilities are not fully operating, others yet. So it depends from stage to stage. I mean, it depends what technology you want to look at it. I'm just commenting in general, but I hope I answered your question, Sophia. Thanks.
Okay, everyone. So I think it's time for closing, and thank you both. Thank you to both speakers, Mariama and Florencia, for their contributions and the insights and the nice presentation. And also thank you to all the participants for your interest and the questions. We also realized that the session was a little bit longer than expected. So we are very sorry about all the difficulties that we had in this session, but please Take into account that this is the first session of the first day after vacation, so please don't take this into account. And I don't know if Florencia wants to say something on the coordination team behalf about
Thank
your sessions.
Thank you, Amparo. As you mentioned, we apologize for taking unexpected more time that we planned from the initial agenda, but thank you for understanding that it's the first session. We have some technical challenges with the other speakers, and we will keep the discussion on time because I know that we got more questions from the initial ones. So in case that we don't answer all the questions because of the time constraint, we will follow up on that, with the speakers, or we will direct the question to the expert that can help us to get the answer that you need. And please, we would like to see you tomorrow at the same time. And we thank you for your great participation. I don't know if my colleague Lancina, would you like to add a few remarks before we close the session, Lancina? I think you are muted, please.
Thank you so much to give me the floor. Do you hear me now?
Yes, we hear you now.
Okay, the first day was very, very difficult due of a technical issue. I think the next day, tomorrow, and the day after, we will be sharp to solve everything. This first day was very difficult. It is that it is over in the time. Thank you so much for your dedication to nuclear energy and nuclear science in general. Thank you so much.
So this is the end of first day of session, and we really thank you for everything. And we wish you to have a very good rest of your day, evening, depending where you are. And thank you, Amparo, for your great collaboration and tremendous work. And also to Mariama for speaking today.
Thank you so much, and see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.